Hey, my tribe. This is Queen Amita Black Love coming at you with the rundown for the mid-season finale for Power Book 2 Ghost. It's going to be interesting to say the least, but what we want to do is sort of just have a recap of what's happened so far and what's expected in the future, any predictions, who's dying this season. And I think that the best place to start is with Tariq. What better character to start with than Tariq? Tariq has had a tough time. He ended last season, of course, watching his mom, Tasha, get carried off to jail. And then this season opened with him having to bury his dad, whom he's responsible for his death. So it's a lot going on with Tariq. And we opened up the last show. He finally got into with the Tejada family, which has been his focus this season so far. And so last week, after he got on, we sort of dealt with something sort of like a training day for him. Monet, actually got with him and gave him the rundown, telling him what he will do and what he will not do. Get your paper, get your paper in on time, those type of things, regular training day type activities that he went through with Monet. And I mentioned before, he's Ghost's son, so he's got more than one form of income coming in. He's got different streams, and he explored another stream with Simon Stern. As you know, if you've been watching and you're a fan, you've seen where they kept Simon for some reason into play. So he's always had a connection with Tariq because probably he smells that DNA of Ghost on him. He knows he's a hustler. So Tariq evidently contacted him because he wanted to sit down with him and get an investor in this new idea he had. So when he got there, he ended up meeting Sebastian Stern, who supposedly is Simon's new husband. So they're going to run a drug game through the campus, which I think is brilliant, through this app. High tech type stuff. So they're going to do it through an app, and the way that app works is it's coming in the guise of a tutoring session, but you can choose based on whatever subject. You get to choose which drug you choose, and it's been lucrative so far, so much so they actually ran out of product for this new app. So it's going to be interesting to see how this character, who sort of is trying to get the best of Tariq already as far as his cut in the deal, and of course he cut his husband Simon out. He didn't know anything about it. Tariq needed a few different things, so of course his percentage of the cut became more. Sebastian. Now Diana Tejada is another character that we want to talk about in relation to Tariq. She has an interest in Tariq, but we have to remember that she is Monet's daughter. So and the way that her relationship is with her mom, it seems that she wants to do whatever it is to get at her mom. And her mom knows that she's her daughter, so her mom knows her character probably better than we know it, probably better than what we've shown. So to us on the outside, it looks like she wants to make a real connection with Tariq, but she may have ulterior motives. She may be really trying to spy on him, and we don't know. They haven't showed us that side. Or she may be just really wanting to use Tariq to get at her mom. At any rate, she made a move on Tariq last week, and also Lauren made a move on Tariq last week. They were applying for a fellowship, and somehow for this fellowship, it included having a dinner, and it was at Diana's family's home. So the people in the dinner ended up being Diana, Lauren, her mom, and her dad, and then these two professors from the school, and of course they threw in Tariq for another interesting layer. And I don't know where Lauren and Tariq's relationship is going either, because lo and behold, we found out Lauren has a boyfriend, Malcolm I think was his name, who walked in towards the end of the dinner after she had taken Tariq to the back and laid her lips on him. Her boyfriend showed up. So we don't know what the objective is with her and her relationship with Tariq. It's going to develop more, I do believe, and we'll just see, where that goes. But it's interesting that, she has a boyfriend, but she's pulling Tariq along, and Tariq, sort of let her know, no sweat. She was kind of standoffish after that whole scene with the boyfriend. He was like, we're young, we're 18. She was like, I'm 18. Well, I'm 17 for a few more weeks, Tariq said, but we've got options, so we'll leave it at that. It's no big deal. Now, Tasha, she's, inside, so she doesn't have a lot going on, and she can't, be on the outside so much and connect with any of these characters outside of Tariq and McClean. But she actually called Tariq last week and told him he needs to get a gun. And Tariq doesn't know it's because of all of the stuff she's getting in her ear from people, even if while she's in the inside. She got, this guy calling her and threatening Tariq, and of course it's Lorenzo Tejada, letting her know he works for me. She doesn't know who he is, but your son works for me, and if he doesn't do what he needs to do, we'll off him. So she's worried about that, possibility. So she's getting Tariq some steel. She's getting him a gun, to deal with the situation. Let's just talk about Monet and how her character connects to others in the story. Her relationship with Cain is changing because she sort of had to have a come to Jesus with Cain and let him know, we're a team, but you need to know your role, stay in your lane, pretty much you're good for the beatdown. That's where you stay at, and don't forget it. So his feelings towards Mom, you can tell, is changing a little bit, and it just looks like she's giving Drew more responsibility, which Cain is not totally excited about. Now with Drew, Monet knows that he's gay, and we kind of figured that out with the conversations that she had with him. And I just listened to some of the things that she says, like she told him always come home, which leads me back to the thought that he's stacking paper to run away from home. I mentioned before that in one of the scenes where they were collecting, when they got back home, Drew took money and put it aside. He shoved it down in his pants. So he's pulling money for something. The relationship with Diana, of course, is she's testing Mom, but Mom might know Diana's always going to be Diana, because Diana's probably more like Monet than any of the rest of them. Also, she has a power struggle with her husband Lorenzo, who was mysteriously absent for this episode. But Monet's got a power struggle going on with him, so it's going to be interesting to see how that ends. Is she going to do something to off her? Is he going to get out? It's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. Now, my man, Mr. McClean, our litigator, he's got a lot going on. He's connected to a whole lot of different characters in the story. Tariq, where's that going? Tariq had to come to him and say, hey, what are you doing? I'm giving you all this money, do your job. Of course, him and Saxe has a war going backward and forward, to try to get him to be recused, is what they call it, from the case. Didn't happen. He tried, but it didn't happen. He's also connected to Tate. He let Tate know, I know you're lying ass nigga. He let him know that. And also Rodriguez, this lady Blanca Rodriguez, she's instrumental to the case too, because she knows so much of what went on last season. And then he's also pulling in Tamika, who is Tasha's ex-lawyer. Delivered her some roses and a subpoena at the same time. Now, what it was very surprising is Paula. They're doing more than sitting at the table together. They're doing a few interesting things behind the scenes together. We found out last week. And anybody want to know what that tattoo say? I still want to know what that tattoo says. And then it just seems with Paula, to me, she's kind of forgettable. I don't know why. So I think they're going to develop her character more, because the way she talks about his wife, it seems that she may know McClean's wife. So that relationship that they have may develop more and become more interesting because of her relationship to McClean's wife. And then Jabari and Carrie, I don't know what to say about them. Humping one minute, dumping the next minute. It's just crazy. They were involved in the dinner with Tariq and all, and they sat in there and acted a plumb fool in that woman's home. So we don't know where that's going. That's weird. And I just sort of wonder which of these characters are connected to Ghost. Are they connected to Ghost? Are they connected to Tasha? So, what do you think will happen? What cliffhangers? Who's going to die? How is it going to play out in this last, season finale anyway, episode that's coming up this week. I cannot wait to see where it's going. Write in the comments, let me know. Like my video, subscribe to my video if you like them, so we can keep them coming. This has been Queen Amina Black Love coming at you. Enjoyed your company, feeling a real vibe with my true tribe. And till next time, y'all, much peace and love. Good night.